Is everybody muted, Morgan? I like hear something. Sorry, I'm like super ADD. Get so distracted. Oh, okay. I think it's fixed now.
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Hey, Sid, wait. Unmute yourself. That's
Okay.
why I was like, I don't want to mute everyone in the middle of her talking because it's going to mute her. Okay, go ahead.
So you want to think of what your why is, because I'm here to tell you that, y'all, I never imagined accomplishing some of the things that I did with this business and that I have and that I know I'm going to be able to accomplish. So literally anything is possible with It Works. There's no money cap here. You can literally make however much you want to make. It just depends on how much consistent effort you want to put in every day and for how long you want to do that for. You know, are you in this for the long haul? You know, because within the next 5 years, you could be an ambassador diamond making over $500,000 a year. You know, so anyway, I want you to just think about your why and think about your goals, because those are the things that you're going to want to share with people, you know, especially in the beginning of your journey. You're going to want to tell people, you know, this is why I joined this business. And I believe 100% that this is what, you know, this is what it's going to do for me. And I would love to take you there with me. You know, what financial goals do you have? You know, what can I help you with? Reach out to all your friends and family that you could think of that could use extra money. Don't be afraid to ask people, y'all. This business is such a gift. I mean, it has blessed me and my mom. She's a triple diamond on my team too, and it's blessed my parents beyond measure. You know, it's just incredible the things that you can really accomplish with this business. And that's not something that you want to keep to yourself. You know, when I first joined, I was kind of timid about, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not good with words sometimes, but I was kind of, I guess that's the word, timid, like with talking to people about, you know, asking, just going out and asking people to become distributors. And, you know, I would look at different people on Facebook and I'd be like, gosh, I should really reach out to her. You know, she would be so good at this, or he would be so good at this. I should reach out to him. And then I wouldn't do it because I was too afraid that they might say no, or that they might think I was stupid, or that they might make fun of me or whatever. And y'all, it's so crazy because a lot of those people that I was so afraid to reach out to have ended up coming to me anyways. About something, you know, because I've been in this business for almost 2.5 years now. And at some point or another, all those people that I was too afraid to message have ended up coming to me, whether it was about a product or the business or something. So you just have to keep in mind that, you know, it's not your job to decide who this is for and who this isn't for. You know, you don't need to be the judge of that. You know, you have got to share this with everyone because this is such an amazing opportunity. And it doesn't matter if, you know someone who makes $300,000 a year, they might still want to join this business because they might want new friendships. They might want just something fun and refreshing in their life. You know, people can literally want to be a part of this business for so many different reasons. So you just have to remember that it's not your job to judge who this is for and who it isn't for. It's just your job to tell them about it, you know? And if they reject you and if they say no, so what? Who cares? I always say hearing the word no is not like, you know, somebody slapped you in the face. Like, it literally can't physically hurt you. And once you think about it that way, you're going to be like, wow, you know, it really can't hurt me. You know, I've had to overcome so many things in this business, and I've had to overcome, you know, because I'm the type of person that I am. I want everyone to like me. I don't want anyone to think anything bad about me. Morgan's the same way. I already know. And, but I had to just get over the fact of being so worried about what people thought, and, you know, if people were going to make fun of me or laugh at me, or because y'all, I can tell you right now, I've had people make fun of me in this business. Was it more so in the beginning? Yes. Do they say many things now that they see that I'm making a full-time income and I haven't worked another job in 2 years now? No, like those people don't really say anything anymore. So you just have to stick with this and just reach out to everyone, you know, anyone that you can think of that could use money. You know, maybe they're a single mom, you know, maybe it's a family that you know is struggling. Everyone needs money right now for Christmas, and you can literally join this business, y'all, and you can sign up one distributor and get them what's called Fast Start Qualified, which means you sign up a distributor, they have their ADBV auto ship turned on, or they achieve 150 personal business volume, which is basically $150 in sales. Okay, so they have to do one of those two things. And then they have to enroll 2 loyal customers. So basically, you enroll a distributor, they enroll 2 customers, and you get $100, okay? People still have time to join this business right now and make a couple fast start bonuses to help them with Christmas. So you have to think about these things. You have so much to offer right now, and you just have to know that you have such a gift, and just ask people. And one of my biggest tips on, and Morgan, if I like am going over and like rambling, just tell me like, hey, it's time to like do the Ruby training, because I'll go on forever.
No, I'm just kidding. No, you're doing really good. I love it.
Now I don't even remember what I was saying. See? What was I saying?
You're just talking about, sorry, my alarm just went off.
I was talking about fast start bonuses. People would still have time to join and get fast start bonuses. I don't know. I'm completely blank now. That is how busy my mind has been today. Anybody want to tell me what I was talking about? Nope.
Unmute yourself.
Huh?
I was just telling them if they know, unmute themselves.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep talking then, but I'll just forget. I don't remember what I was talking about with that.
I think you were talking about you were talking about fast track bonuses and how people still would have time to make bonuses for Christmas.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that thought was completed then. I guess I thought I had more to say. I don't know. So yeah, you just have to ask people. Oh, I know what I was going to say now. I was going to say, I used to word things perfectly and try to make the perfect message to send to people that sounded so on point, and I just knew that they would join my team if they read it, right? And that was literally such a waste of time for me, because people don't. They want to hear from your heart. So when you're going to ask someone to be a distributor, sound like you. I do a lot of voice memos, y'all, and voice memos have seriously changed my business. I sound muffled. Morgan, do I sound muffled to you? She said it might just be her.
You did, but you don't anymore. I'm trying to make sure everyone's still muted. So no, you're good. Just keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so just be yourself. If I were to randomly say that, okay, I was still a brand new distributor and I was to contact somebody. I'm trying to think back to when, 2.5 years ago, what was my why? It was honestly just to make life easier, to make a couple extra $100. So I would literally, and we didn't have voice memos back then, and we do now. So y'all should really take advantage of these. I use voice memos a lot when I'm talking to potential distributors or potential customers. It's so much more personal. People can hear the excitement in your voice, and it's just so much more relatable when they can hear you, instead of just reading a text message. So I use voice memos a lot. So say, this was 2.5 years ago and I just joined, I would send someone a voice memo and just say, if it was someone that I went to college with or someone I went to high school with, hey, so-and-so, and I hold it up because this is what I do when I'm doing a voice memo. Hey, so-and-so, I know it's been so long since I've talked to you. I was just thinking about you, and I know you were super outgoing in high school, and you've always been such a positive person. I was just thinking, I've just started with this business, and it's going to be a really good way to make some extra money for me, just since, I'm in college and everything. And I really think that you would be awesome at this business. And I was just curious if you might be open to hearing a little more info. So something so simple, like just be yourself. And when I ask people if they want to become a distributor, I don't ever end with, would you be interested in becoming a distributor? Or would you be interested in joining my team? Y'all throw the phrase join my team out the window. Why would someone want to join your team? That doesn't even make sense. Why would they want to join your team? That doesn't help them at all,
Yes, I just saw Carrie Young make a video that said that, and I was like, oh my word, yes.
Yes, so I actually heard that from her one time, and I was like, that makes so much sense, I don't ever post, join my team. No, that helps me. That doesn't help them, unless it was a family member or something that truly wanted to help me out. That's probably the only time that anyone's going to respond to join my team. So anyway, I like to ask people, would you be open to more information? Because 9 times out of 10, someone's going to be open to hearing more. But if you say would you be interested in joining? They're like, whoa, that sounds like a commitment. So they don't want to just commit to something, right? So if you say, would you be open to hearing more information? Usually they're like, yeah, okay. And so then from there, if someone says, yes, I'd like more information, I always just ask them, well, have you heard of It Works? What do you know about It Works? And usually they say nothing. So I talk to people every single day that have never heard of It Works. They know nothing about It Works. So if you ever hear someone say, oh, y'all are saturated, there's too many people selling It Works, No, there's not. I use Instagram for my business, y'all, and Instagram is where it's at. Morgan would probably say the same thing. And I talk to people every day who've never heard of it. So I just ask them, what do you know about It Works? They usually come back and they say nothing, or they say, I just know about the wraps or the hair skin, or I know y'all sell those hair vitamins or something like that. And then I'll read y'all like the message that I usually send. And like I said, I like to personalize it and talk more personally to each person. So I don't just copy and paste all the time. But I do have like templates in my phone of the things that I usually send. That way, because I talk to so many people every single day, it's just a lot easier to copy and paste and then maybe edit it a little bit to make it more towards that specific person. Let's see. So usually what I do now, once someone says, no, I don't know anything about it, I'll usually send them a voice memo, unless it's on Instagram. You can't send voice memos on Instagram. And I just tell them, I'm like, this business has really blessed me. I've been in this business for this long. this is why I joined. And we're famous for our body wraps. They tighten, tone, and firm in just 45 minutes. I offer to send them my before and after pictures. And then I tell them, we also offer about 40 other naturally based products that help with literally any need that you could have physically, health-wise or appearance-wise, really. And I say, so there's really a product for everyone. It makes my job super easy because there's such a huge market for this. And I just keep it simple. So that's what I would normally say over voice memo. Now, say we're on Instagram and we're talking, usually I'll try to get them to text me because Instagram's pretty impersonal. It's a lot more personal if you can get them to text you. So I'll just be like, I'd love to give you some information. Would you mind just texting me? And I'll let them know because my Instagram, it doesn't ever like send my direct messages to my phone. Like it doesn't notify me. So I just tell them, I'm like, would you mind just texting me? My Instagram doesn't really ever notify me when I get messages. Sometimes they'll text me. Sometimes they won't. Usually they will text me, but
I would offer for them to add me on Facebook at that point too. So I'll say like, would you be willing, I always say like, do you mind if I get your number? Or otherwise, if you're not comfortable with that, I totally understand. You could add me on Facebook, and then I send my Facebook link, because then at that point, they'll be like, oh, she offered for me to do her Facebook, so I'll just give her my number. It's weird. Like, whenever you do that, they're, like, really open to giving you their number. And, like, if not, sometimes, like, they'll say, like, oh, yeah, I'll just do both. Or then they'll just, like, add you on Facebook, and then it's more personal anyways, because then they're seeing your posts still even better than on Instagram usually. So I usually offer either of those.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now, see, you usually ask for their number. I give my number. Like, as soon as I say, would you text me? I go ahead and put my number, and then usually they do. But I like that approach, too, with the Facebook. And, y'all, me and Morgan, we do a lot of things similar, but we also do a lot of things different. And you just have to find what works for you. Like, every single thing that works for me might not necessarily work for you. Every single thing that works for Morgan or any other leader might not necessarily work for you, You just kind of have to play around with it. And in the beginning, it might be a little slower. You might see me or Morgan completing our steps to success and signing 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers a month. And you might not be doing that right away. And that's okay, because you're going to, I don't want to say it's okay because you want to complete those steps to success every month. But just know that, if you play around with it enough, you're eventually going to find your niche. You're going to find what works for you, and you're going to start completing those steps every single month. Anyways, now if I was messaging, this is how I explain what we do. I say, I'm a rep for the best company ever. It Works Global. It's so amazing. Heart eye emoji. It is so fun, and we get paid in so many different ways. Do you know anything about the company? Okay, that was like the first thing that I say. Or sometimes I'll just say, awesome, do you know anything about It Works? Like I said, I kind of just change it up for each person. There's no perfect message to send. If they ask for some info, this is usually what I send. I was going to say I could put it in the chat, but I really can't. So y'all can kind of like try to take notes. I say, so we are one of the fastest growing health and wellness companies in the world. We are famous for our amazing skinny wrap that tightens, tones, and firms any area of the body in just 45 minutes. But we also offer over 30 other products to help with people's health and confidence. There is literally a product for everyone. So as reps, we make money by talking to people about the products in the business just through social media or word of mouth. I like to say just through social media or word of mouth Because some people, like, the idea of posting on social media freaks them out. They're like, I don't want to spam my friends and family, So I say social media or word of mouth. And then some people, it freaks them out to think about doing just word of mouth and just going out and talking to people. So I say or. It's so simple. I never say it's easy because it's not easy. I don't want people to get the impression that this is just easy money that's going to fall into their lap. It's not easy, but this business is simple, right? Ashley, Rachel, I mean, some of you
say the same thing, yeah.
Moving along, like y'all know, this business is not easy, but it is simple. Yeah. I say it's so simple, and there's so many different ways we can make money. And then I always end it with, what questions do you have for me, love? I like to leave it open at the end for them to ask questions, because then that keeps the conversation going. Sometimes if you don't end it with a question, then they're kind of like, okay, I don't know what to say back, So, and then from there, I just take one question at a time, One thing that you always want to remember in this business is KISS, okay? Like in all caps. Keep it stupid simple, okay? So anything that you tell a potential loyal or a potential distributor. Oh, good. This is recording. For a second, I thought it wasn't recording. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, I recorded it.
Anything that you tell a potential in this business, you want to keep it as simple as possible. You just have to remember that people have so much going on in their everyday lives. When you start telling way too much information at one time, you're going to run people off. They're going to be like, whoa, this is too much. I don't have time for this. My life is already super busy. And a lot of times they're not even going to respond. So how do you make sure that you keep it stupid simple? Okay. Number one, make sure you have not answered the question that has not been asked yet. So if they don't ask it, you don't need to answer it yet. You take one question at a time and then you be quiet. Okay. And this is something that has not always been easy for me. And I have to remind myself this daily. A lot of times I'll talk to potential distributors on the phone. I'll be like, hey, can you just call me? Because I want people to hear my voice. And last night I was on the phone with a potential distributor and she was asking me questions and I would start talking and then I would just go on and on and on. And I was like, Sydney, you tell what you're supposed to say and then you be quiet, because when you start telling too much, people are like, oh my gosh, you're freaking me out, So keep it stupid simple. So don't answer the question that hasn't been asked yet. And then ask yourself, reread your messages that you've sent to potentials and say, could I say this to a 7-year-old and the 7-year-old understand what I just said? If not, then you're telling too much information. That is how simple you want to keep it. Okay. So like I said, from there, I just answer their questions one at a time. And Morgan, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. So let's see. When they ask how to get started, this is what I say. I say, so to get started, we get you enrolled on my website and then added to our team support page where you have 24/7 access to tips and advice from me and other amazing leaders. I say it's $99 for your business builders kit. You get all your marketing tools, and I'm saying this slow just in case anybody's typing it out. You get all your marketing tools and 4 free, in caps, wraps that you can either use yourself or sell $25 to $30 a piece to make your money right back. So it's basically free to join. The first thing that we will do is get you on the path to making about $500 per month right away, plus a $500 Ruby bonus. And then we will increase your goal from there if you want. Smiley face, okay? And I'll go over one more thing. If you're on my team and you want these templates, these are like my PDT Q&As, so questions that potentials usually ask, and then the answer to give back to them. If you're on my team, message me and I'll send this to you. And if you're on Morgan's team, and Morgan, I know you have your own templates, but I can send this to you too if anyone wants it. One of the main things that they ask is, how do I make money? How do I get paid? And so I always say there's a couple ways we get paid. And I have it very simply laid out. And I say 1, commission, anything your customers and reps order. 2, $100 bonuses on Fridays. So you enroll a rep, they get 2 customers in their first 30 days, and you earn $100. I get several of these almost every week. Y'all don't have to add that if you're new because you haven't had that yet. 3, wrap cash. We get 4 wraps for $25 and sell those 4 wraps for $100. $75 cash profit that goes straight into your pocket. You can sell as many or as little wraps as you want. And then 4, Go review in your first 60 days, you get a $500 bonus. So I keep it very simple, very to the point on each one. I don't go into too much detail. Is there a question for me, Morgan, or is that just general?
No.
Okay. Anything else, Morgan, that like specifically you want? I mean, y'all, my distributors, when I first joined this business, you know, my first year or so, like I was still asking people, asking friends and family that I knew. But eventually, like you start to run out of that warm market, you know. I mean, my warm market's always growing because I'm always meeting new people. But Instagram is really great for growing that cold market and meeting new people that you didn't know before. And I have a whole Instagram training. It's on my YouTube. I'm sure Morgan has some type of Instagram training too. Yeah. And I mean, posting I do the 3-3 rule on Instagram every day. So what that means is 3 product posts and 3 posts about the business, you know, some type of aspect about the business. And I change it up so all my posts aren't the same every day or every single post every day. But that's where a lot of my distributors come from. Now, a lot of them will message me, but more of them are ones that I've signed up from me messaging them first. And this is the last thing I'll say because I know we need to do the Ruby thing. When I message someone about becoming a distributor, someone that I don't know, so my cold market, okay, I'll message them. I'll message the people who like my posts, okay, on Facebook or Instagram. And usually I'll just say something like, hey, girl, thanks so much for the likes on my page, or thanks so much for the love and support on my page lately. You know, and I genuinely will look at this person's profile. You know, I'm not going to message somebody if I really don't think they would be good at this business or if I don't think that this could benefit them. So you want to be thoughtful when you're messaging people. Don't just spam people. But I'll go look at their profile and I'll say, you know, hey, girl, thanks so much for the love and support on my page. You know, I was just looking at your profile and you seem like a super, you know, outgoing, positive person, or whatever I think about them. Or, you know, I think you have a great profile. Like your pictures are so cute. I really think you'd be great with what I do. You know, would you like some more information, or would you be open to some more information? And I just keep it so simple. Say something simple like that. And I get a lot of people who don't respond. You know, if I send out 50 messages in a night, like 50, then I'll probably have 40 people who see it and don't read it or don't respond. But that's okay because I still planted that seed, and they're going to still be watching me after that. They're going to be noticing my post more because they're going to be like, who is this girl that just messaged me? And I've had so many people who've ignored my messages who later on come back to me. And they come out of their way to message me first.
And they're usually ready to join like right at that moment because they've been watching you for that long.
Yeah. And like y'all just remember, like especially in the beginning of your business, you're going to have so many people who you contact and they literally say nothing back. Like you're like, oh my gosh, like am I not good at this? Like is this a mistake that I joined? But no, it wasn't. Like you just want to reach out to as many people as possible. And a lot of people won't respond. A lot of people will say, no, I'm not interested. But that's because they want to see that you're serious about this first, you know? They feel like, oh, yeah, she just wants some money. You know, she just joined because she needs money. Like, she's not a believer in this yet. She or he, because this is a multi-gender, you know, business. But once you're consistently posting every day, they're going to start to catch onto it, and they're going to be like, oh, she's actually serious about this. You know, she actually believes in this. Oh, she's using the products herself. You know, she's posting about her love for the products and what they're doing for her. You know, now I'm more trusting and more open to trying them myself. So.
Yes, I agree with all of that. I love it. Like we basically do the exact same thing. So, I don't have anything like super big to add, just 2 things that I thought about while you were talking. So at the beginning, like you talked about how some people are just like scared to reach out to people about the business. Like they're, you know, like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to message them. Like I don't know what they're going to say or whatever. And a girl on my team actually came to me the other day and asked me, she was like, I just need to be more like you and just like tell people about this business. And I looked at her and I was like, do you know why I tell people about this business? It's not because everyone says yes to me. It's because I love this business. It's because I know what it's done for me, and it's because I've seen what it's done for other people. And I love this business. And if I see a single mom on my Facebook, you bet I'm going to go tell her about that. If you see a struggling like dad or college student, you can bet your butt I'm going to go tell them about this business because they need this business. Like if you see this business as something that's annoying or something that you don't really believe in or something that's just like whatever on the side, like, it's not going to really change my life because I can't do that. Like, I can't do what they did. Then you're going to run your business that way. But if you truly see this business as something that's life-changing and truly something that God is going to use to, like, transform your life and to do all this stuff, like, then you're going to run your business like that too. Like, you're going to tell everybody about it. You're going to not be able to not tell people about it. Like, for example, like, I went into the gas station, and this was like a couple months ago, and I just watch people. So whenever I, like, go in somewhere, I get off my phone, and if I can help it, unless I'm, like, signing someone up, I don't, like, get on Facebook and start adding people while I'm in the store. I pay attention to the people. And so this lady at the gas station was just so sad. And I don't know, you could just tell that she was sad. And she was, like, stocking shelves. And then I walked over because I was, like, paying for a drink, and she walked over and was ringing me out. And I was like, how are you? Like, how's your night? And she was like, I get off in 6 minutes and I'm so excited. Like, she just looked exhausted. And I was like, do you love your job? And she was like, no, like, oh my gosh, like, I hate my job and it doesn't even pay the bills. And I was like, have you ever heard of It Works Global? Like, I genuinely, sincerely was, like, about to cry. I was like, have you ever heard of It Works Global? And she was like, no, what is that? I was like, it's the shirt that I'm wearing. It's a company. And I, like, told her about, like, what we do. And I was like, could I get your number and tell you more about this? Like, I know you get off soon, so I want to let you finish your stuff and I've got to go, but could I tell you more about this? And so, we texted back and forth. She never ended up signing up, but that's just an example of people who need this company. And if you're too scared to talk to them, it's because you don't see this company as something that could change your life or their life. You don't see it as something valuable enough. But when you have something valuable, you're going to tell everyone about it. And then the other thing was, like, you were talking about, when you join this business, like, start asking your friends, start asking your family, and talk to people, invite them to do this business with you. And it's kind of the same thing that you were talking about. But I know that a lot of people come to me whenever they first join, and they tell me that they can't do that because they've not made a paycheck yet. And they're like, I can't do that. Like, I can't reach out to people because I don't want to lie to them and tell them that I'm making all this money when I haven't had a paycheck yet, or when I haven't made, like, a crazy ton amount of money. But here's what I tell them, and then I want to see what you say to those people too. When somebody comes to me and they tell me, like, well, I just joined last week, I haven't even gotten a paycheck yet. Okay, but why did you join this business? Like, what do you want this business to do for you? Is it because you want to pay for school? Then tell people, this business is going to end up paying for my school. This business is going to end up, like, paying off my debt. Like, I need a new car, and this business is going to buy that for me because I'm doing this on the side. Or, like, this business is going to pay for my Christmas presents for my kids this year, or something. Like, whatever you join for, tell people that's what it's going to do for you. You don't have to lie and tell them that you've made hundreds of dollars when you haven't. Like, that, I don't want you to do that. Please don't do that. But you don't have to make hundreds or thousands of dollars to be able to have a story and to tell people about that. So whenever I joined for gas money. So if you posted and said, I made $25 in Rat Cash and I just used it to fill up my gas tank, you would have had me sold right then because that's what I needed money for. People don't join this business usually to buy a huge house and to buy a ranch and a mansion and new cars and Ferraris and, whatever they like. People don't join for huge things. They join for the little things, the extra money for gas, the food, the, night out with friends. Like, people join for the little stuff. So don't discount the small things that It Works pays for. But what would you say to them?
Exact same thing. Like, I always tell my team, I'm like, people don't have to know about the money that you haven't made yet. Like, and if people are asking you, oh, how much do you make? That's rude. They shouldn't be asking you that.
Yes.
Like, so if people ask you what you make, then this is what you say. I am well on my way to being a Ruby. That's my first goal. And when I go Ruby, it's going to be an extra $500 per month on average. I'm so excited because it's going to do this and this and this for my family. Like, my this and this and this bill are going to be paid for. I'm so pumped up. Like, they shouldn't be asking anyway, But yes, absolutely. Like you said, tell your why. And that's why I said in the beginning of this, signing a distributor starts with your why. It starts with, because your why is number one, what's going to make you excited. And people feed off of excitement, y'all. When I joined this business, I didn't have a very strong why. Like, I needed extra money. That's all I knew. But I was so dang excited about the products because I tried the wrap and I had awesome wrap results. It was like what Morgan was just talking about. I couldn't keep my mouth shut about it. I wanted everybody to try it. I was wrapping my managers and my coworkers, like, in the bathroom, like, after work, I was going over to people's houses and wrapping them. And let me just say, y'all, getting the wrap on people is huge. You know, getting that wrap on people will get you to sign more customers and more distributors, because when you put the wrap on people, they see, oh, this is different. Like, this is something so cool. There's nothing like this in the world. There's nothing like getting the wrap on somebody and them seeing results after just 45 minutes. It's going to make them excited, and they're going to want to be a part of this business, or they're going to want to order, if I could talk, more products.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that helps if any of y'all were thinking of that while she was talking. I know that a lot of people have come to me and asked me about that. And so I just wanted to address those things, because don't let that stuff hold you back. Like, who cares what people think? And, you know, like you said, like, I hate when people ask me, like, how much money do you make a month? And I'm like, well, I make, you know, and I compare it to something like, you know, I make more than what I made in my job or whatever. They're like, well, how much? And I'm like, rude? Like, your mama told you not to tell people that. Like, I know my mama told me, like, do not ask people that kind of stuff. Anyways, okay. So I was smiling earlier because I just got a notification on my phone, and Michael Way just tagged the people who were in the top distributor enrollers, and Sydney and I were two of the people that were tagged. So I just wanted to, like, show y'all that just because, like, the stuff that we were making, like, that we're telling y'all, you know, to do, like, it really does work. Like, if you'll just use these tips, like, they're so simple, but if you do them, like, you will enroll distributors, like, you'll be able to help so many people. So just know that, like, these tips or tricks or whatever you want to call them, like, they really do work. So anyway, and we want to see y'all on that leaderboard, you know, like, we want to see y'all changing tons of lives. Were you about to say something, Sid?
Yeah. Can I add something really quick?
Yes.
I just wanted to say, wait, what the heck was I going to say? Oh, I just wanted to say, you know, we always tell y'all post. Like, posting is where you're going to, like, literally, if you're not posting, your business doors are closed. People are going to go join with somebody who is posting about this. You might feel like you're annoying people, but who cares? You know, I've had so many people come to me and tell me, like, thank you for posting. Like, people who aren't even interested in my business, like, people who don't want to buy products from me or join my business yet. They come to me and they say, you know, I'm not even interested in It Works, but I love seeing your posts. Like, you're so inspiring. And I'm not saying that I am, but I'm just saying that's what people have told me. And so are you. And so, anyway, I just want to say, like, if you're posting, but you don't have that why behind it, like, you're just posting because you know you have to post, or like you're just posting because you think that's what's going to get you distributors, that's not good enough. Like, if you're getting annoyed with your own post, like, you don't even want to do it, but you're doing it because you feel like you have to, you're not going to sign people up because of that. You have to post with an intention behind the post. You have to have that passion and that fire behind your post. So if you're listening right now and you're posting and you're only doing it because you feel like you have to, I'm telling you, people can sense that. They're going to know you're not excited, you're not passionate about this. So what you need to do after this Zoom is go get off of this and go write out your why. Take a piece of paper and write it out and say, this is what this business is going to do for me. And do I really believe in my heart that this business can do this if I work really hard and I'm passionate? Because people feed off of passion and excitement. And after you figure out that why, then come back and start posting again, you know? Another thing really quick is being motivated and talking about your goals. You know, talk about your goals every single day. Talk about what this business is going to do for you. You know, one of my brand new rubies, Jakia, hi Jakia, we've had talks, and I told her, you know, talk about, because she's going to be a stay-at-home mom with this business one day. She just went Ruby. And I'm like, talk about, you know, the fact that you're going to stay at home with your son one day, you know, even though you're not doing that yet. Talk about, you know, what this business is going to do for you. And the type of posts that you can make are lifestyle posts, you know, showing people how easy this business is to work into your own life. You know, I've told her son's name is Raija. Raija or Raija? I always say it wrong. Raija. And I'm like, you know, take a picture while you're putting Raija in the bathtub and say, you know, talking to a couple people interested in trying our hair, skin, and nails while bathing Raija, you know, lifestyle posts like that. Because one of the main reasons that people don't join is because they think they don't have the time. So if you can show them how you're working this into your busy schedule, you know, on my lunch break from work and I'm helping enroll a new distributor, or, you know, I'm talking to a couple moms who are interested in making money from their phone, those types of things, showing people how you can work this into your schedule when you're super busy. That's when people are going to be like, oh, maybe I'm not too busy either. So anyway, I'm going on and on.
No, I love that. That's so good. Yes. Okay, so I'll try to keep this quick. I really don't have a whole lot to say because a lot of the Going Ruby is talking about getting customers and distributors. We've already talked about that part. So literally what I'm going to do is go through and tell you what a Ruby chart is and what it all means. And then we're going to talk about the steps to success first, because if you don't know the steps to success, you're probably not ever going to go Ruby if you don't know what they are. So let's talk about the steps to success. I have my sheet printed out right here. If you don't have a sheet printed out or written out, like a steps to success, like just a list written out at all, when you write your why tonight, also write out a steps to success sheet, and I'll tell you what they are, or you can print them out. They're on our eSuite and in the documents library. So the steps to success are right here. So I don't know how many of you have been in. I don't know how long you've been in, whatever. So I'm just going to tell you this very, very simply as if you just joined today, okay? So the steps to success, we have 3 of them. The first step is to join the business. So obviously all of us have already joined the business pretty much. So you've joined the business, and so then that first step becomes to be commissions qualified. So to be commissions qualified just means that you're able to get paid. That's what commissions qualified means. The abbreviation for that is CQ. So if you ever see CQ, it just means commissions qualified, which means that you're able to get paid. And there's 2 ways that you can get commissions qualified, and it's super simple. And this is my favorite part of the business, because we literally can run our business for free. Like, that's what was the best part to me about joining this business as a college student without any money. Like, I joined this business for money. I didn't have thousands of dollars to spend on the business that I was joining to have extra money. Like, it just didn't make sense to me to join any other business but this one, because it's the least expensive to join. You can join for free. You join for $100, make your $100 back, get $100 of product. So then you get commissions qualified, and you can do that either by getting around $80 in product, what we call ADBV. So you can either order $80-ish in product every month for you to try for yourself, for you to sell at retail cost to friends and family, or what I like to do and what I like to tell a lot of my new distributors to do is to get 1 box of wraps and 1 product for yourself. So let's say it's the wraps and the greens. That's ADBV or more. I'm not good at math, but it's over ADBV. So if you, 84 BV. So if you get the wraps and the greens, you can try the greens for yourself and use those for that month. And then if you get the wraps, you're going to sell each of those wraps, they're for $25 each, make $100. You did not even spend $100 on your auto shipment. So you make more than your money back. So that's what I love about that. And then if you don't want to have the ADBV auto shipment set up, then there is another option for you. And you can just get $150 in customer sales. That's it. Like, we've already talked about how your first goal in your first month is to get 4 customers. If you get your 4 customers, then you have 150 in customer sales most likely, and then you don't have to worry about an auto shipment at all. Now, the only thing with that is that if somebody were to return a product or something like that, it can get a little messy. So you just want to make sure that you have enough volume there that you're not going to miss out on a paycheck. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can run your business for free either way. That's literally the best part of the business. So it's awesome that we don't have to worry about keeping products on hand, keeping any inventory. We just get to use the products for ourselves and be a product of the product. These products are awesome. So you're going to realize really quickly that the ADBV auto shipment is a gift, that you get to use these products for yourself at a 40% off discount. Plus, you don't have, if your volume is over 150, you don't necessarily have to run an auto shipment, but you're going to want to be using the products for yourself. So at least get something every month if you can, so you can be a product of the product. So that's how you be commissions qualified, or get commissions qualified. That was really bad English. So that's the first step. So if you're commissions qualified, you've already completed step 1. Then step 2 is to get 4 new loyal customers every single month. So 4 new loyal customers, just 4 people who agree to have a product shipped to them for 2 additional months to do our 90-day challenge loyal customer program. And you can learn more about the loyal customer program in your website. Like, if you're going and pretending like you're signing up as a loyal customer, it has the agreement and tells you all the different benefits that come with being a loyal customer. So just find 4 4 people every single month, someone who wants less stress, more energy, someone who wants to lose weight, someone who has stretch marks, someone who wants longer hair, someone who gets sick a lot. Like, I just named literally every single person in the U.S. and like all over the world. So you can find 4 of those every single month who want to use these products for an amazing discounted price. So find 4 people. So get commissions qualified. One of the 2 ways, both are free. The second way, get 4 new loyal customers. And the step 3 is to get 3 new distributors. And we just talked about that, so I won't even go over that part. But that's a goal. So with this business, another thing that I love is that there are no contracts, no commitments, no penalties, no quotas. So if you don't do this, if you don't complete these steps in 1 month, nothing's going to happen to you. You're not penalized. You're not going to get kicked out of the company. Nothing happens. This is simply a goal to show you what you should be reaching for. And when you follow these steps and complete these steps consistently, that's what's going to help you to be an ambassador diamond one day. That's what's going to get you to Ruby. So now that we know the steps of success, let's take that and let's look at our Ruby chart together. Oh, really quick, before I do that, make sure that you have these printed out. I know I already said that, but seriously, it's so important because it's easy for us to just be like, okay, well, in my head, like 4 customers, 3 distributors, whatever. But if you write down that goal, you're going to want to, you're going to remember it, 1, and 2, you're going to, your mind is going to be like, you have to do this. You can do this. And it'll show you physically how far you have to go before you complete those steps. So I have mine printed out. This is my December. I've written down the month. I've written down the amount of lives I want to change with the products and the amount of lives I want to change with the business. And I call them lives because they are people and they are lives. They are not just a customer on my chart or a distributor on my chart. They are lives that I'm trying to change here. And when you think of them as lives being changed by these products and business, then you're going to sign a whole lot more people because your mindset's in the right place and they're going to be able to see that you're sincere and genuinely just trying to help them. So anyways, Ruby chart. This is actually a really small one. It printed out weird. But this is a Ruby chart, okay? Rubies make on average about $500 a month. And depending on when you joined, if you joined, I don't know, whatever. If you joined pretty much within this year, then you would have been eligible for a $500 Ruby bonus on top of that $500 a month. So we'll talk about that later. But for a Ruby, okay, and this is if y'all want to take notes, go ahead and get out a paper and pen because I don't want to confuse any of you, so I'm going to try to do this as simply as I can possibly do it. So for a Ruby, you have 1 executive and 2 qualified legs, okay? So I'll show you what that looks like. So this up here is you, okay? And then every single box, can y'all hear me with the paper in front of me? Okay, so every single box that you see on your chart is a distributor. Boxes on a chart will never, ever, ever stand for a loyal customer. So they are always a distributor. They're always a rep. They're always a distributor like we are. So this is a Ruby chart, and all these are distributors, okay? So I put little example ones in there. So let's say we sign up our mom. We talk to our best friend and they want to join us, and then our neighbor, and our neighbor wants to sign up. So I have 3 people. So I've signed up 3 new distributors, okay? So it does not matter where I put each person. So let's say my mom signs up first, so I put her right here, and then I put all these people there. It doesn't matter because let's say my best friend starts working and she is on fire. She just signed up a distributor or 2. Just because my mom is in that spot does not mean she has to be the executive. I can move her to here and put my best friend right here and then put her distributors under her. Does that make sense? Just nod your heads if you're with me because I don't want this to be super confusing. Okay, perfect. So it doesn't matter where they are. So basically you have to have 3 distributors on your top line and then 2 underneath one of them. Okay, so 3, this is you, 3 distributors right here. And then one of those distributors needs to have 2 distributors. Okay, so 5 distributors total. Now, here's the cool part is that let's say your mom signs up her best friend, okay? So you sign up your mom signs up her best friend. You're like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. You've already signed up your best friend and your neighbor. So this is the only box right here that needs to be filled because you've already got all these and then your mom signed up her best friend. Say you sign up a coworker. You can take that coworker and you can move her underneath your mom to fill the spot on your chart that you need to. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, cool. So that's where your distributors need to be. So 3 on your top line and 2 under 1. And it doesn't matter who is in what spot. But you're going to want that executive on your Ruby chart. The executive is the one right here who has 2 distributors underneath them, okay? That's your executive. So that would be your mom in this chart. And you want the person who's in that executive spot to be someone who's working. You're going to want them to be someone who's enrolling customers, who's serious about this business, who really has goals, not someone who's just kind of sitting around lazy, not really wanting to do anything, and you're just giving them all the people that they need for this promotion. That's probably not going to be the smartest decision, because you want it to be someone who's helping you and someone who really wants this and who's enrolling. So let's say this is your mom right here. She's the executive, okay? So once you have all of these boxes filled, you are what we call blocked in, which means that you have all of the people and all these boxes filled that you need to have filled. So now all you need is the volume. So what that means is that you have to be commissions qualified. We talked about that before, which is why I wanted to go over the steps to success first, because you have to be commissions qualified, which you can do the 2 different ways, both of which you can do for completely for free. Be commissions qualified. Just be able to get paid. That's all you have to do. Obviously, if you're going for a promotion, you're going to want to get paid for that. So be commissions qualified. Then your executive has to be commissions qualified, okay? So you have to be commissions qualified, and whoever's in this box also has to be commissions qualified. So it says you need an executive and 2 qualified legs. A qualified leg is someone with 400 GV. Okay, that's what a qualified leg is. If you're taking notes, you can write it down. Qualified leg means that in this chart, it means that they have 400 GV. So you need 2 of those to go Ruby. Then sorry, I just got really distracted. Okay, you need 2 of the qualified legs on your top line to go Ruby. Now, GV, okay, I'm going to talk about that because it's 400 GV, so group volume. So group volume is what GV is. So GV stands for group volume, and group volume is your personal orders, your customers' orders, both loyal customers and retail customers, your distributors, their auto shipments, and any customers that they have, and so on and so forth down the line. So let's say right here, this GV would include me, my mom, my best friend, my neighbor, any other distributors that may be in here that aren't on the chart, and then all of her people down here too. Okay, so you want to have 400 GV with your best friend and your neighbor. So that's in customer sales or distributors. Let's say your best friend signed up a distributor. So all of that's going to count towards her 400 GV. Once they all reach 400, then you are a Ruby. So does that make sense? Nod your head if it makes sense, and shake your head no if you're like so confused right now. Yes. Okay, I'm going to assume that everybody understands. Okay, so I'll just quickly just like run through it one more time now that we all know like the words and what they mean. So this is, oh yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say that you don't understand, or if you have any questions, don't be embarrassed to ask, because when I first heard about this, I was like, this is
yes.
I don't understand any of it, so don't be embarrassed.
That's why I keep asking, like, does everybody understand? Because I'm like, dang, like, I was so dumb. Like, I didn't understand any of this. Like, all of y'all get this already. Like, I didn't understand it. So please, yes, like, ask if you don't understand, or just shake your head no, and I'll just explain it again, because it's kind of confusing the first time you look at it. Do you want me to explain it again?
I had to hear it like 5 times before I even got it.
Okay, I'll explain it again. And seriously, if y'all have any questions, like just type it in the chat, or if you don't want to like speak or whatever, just type it in the chat, and then I can like make sure I can go over the stuff that y'all don't understand, because this is really new. Okay, so this is you. Okay, this is a Ruby chart. This is you up here. Can you all see? Okay, this is you. And then you have to have 5 distributors total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 distributors on your top line, and then 2 distributors under one of the distributors. And it doesn't matter which distributor you choose to have the 2 under. Now, if somebody signs their own distributor, that may be the person you want to go with because then they only need one other distributor under them. But you want to have those 3 on your top line first. So have those 3 right here. And let's say, you sign up your mom, your best friend, and your neighbor. Perfect. Got it. And we're just going to throw them on the top line. Doesn't matter where. Yes, it is a lot to take in. That's why I'm saying take notes. That way you can look back at it and not be like, after the Zoom, because I would be like freaking out. So take notes and then you can like go back and refer to it.
I just want to add this in, like, even if you don't 100% understand this right now, it's okay, because when it comes down to it, just know that you need to sign loyals and distributors to get to Ruby. And if you don't 100% understand where to move them and all that stuff, Morgan will help you, or if you're on my team, I'll help you, or whoever enrolled you will help you. So don't like stress yourself out over it.
Yeah, because we're watching y'all. So anytime we see y'all sign up distributors, or for at least for my team, I'm like, okay, like, I saw you sign a distributor. Like, let's talk about what we're going to do with them. Let's talk about your chart. And then I immediately make them a chart as soon as they sign their first distributor. After you've gone Ruby, if you go a month without completing this, would you be put back out of Ruby? No. So let me explain really quick the chart one more time, just because I was in the middle of that. Let me explain that really quick. And then I'm going to explain, like what it takes to like stay at Ruby or whatever. All right. So this is you have your 3 people. And then let's say you sign up these people, your mom signs up her best friend, and you sign up a coworker, and you want to move that coworker. You don't really need that coworker on your top line to go Ruby, right? Because you've already got these boxes filled. So you can move that coworker under your mom. Now, all the boxes are completely filled. Can you all see this? Yes. You have to be commissions qualified, which means you have to have that 80 BB auto shipment or 150 in personal volume from your customer orders, either one. And then your mom has to have the same thing. Then this person and this person are both qualified legs. Your best friend has to have 400 group volume. Your neighbor has to have 400 group volume. Your coworker and your mom's best friend, all 4 have to have 400 group volume. Group volume stands for, or GV, whatever, same thing, is a combination of your auto shipment and your orders, your loyal customers and retail customers, your distributors, their auto shipments, their loyal customers, and their retail customers, and so on and so forth down the line. Just all to equal 400 GV. You can see that in your eSuite under Organization Explorer, under Reports. So, I mean, it's really super simple, but it is a lot to take in right whenever you first hear about it. Okay, there's some questions coming in, so I'm going to do them all one at a time. Hang on just a second. Okay, after you've gone Ruby, so you don't have to complete anything every single month to maintain a rank. Once you've hit a rank, you just have to maintain this. So for Ruby, to maintain Ruby is 4,000 GV, which is the group volume, which is everything here, plus probably there's going to be a couple more distributors not on this chart, and that's what's going to keep you at Ruby. With each level, there's just different volumes that you have to maintain in order to maintain your rank. And if you've got that rank, it's usually about that much volume anyway. So it's really not that big of a deal or super complicated. So no, you're not going to lose that rank if you don't get 4 customers or 3 distributors. You don't have to redo this chart every single month. Like, this is your chart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to make this chart every single month to be a Ruby. This is your chart, and you just have to maintain with volumes. It gets easier after you've heard it. When I first joined, I had no clue what all that meant. Yes, it gets easier. Okay. I'm only confused on the part where you told me I need 1 more DT and 2 LCs under them to get a promotion. For some reason, I thought that was going to make me a Ruby. What promotion is it? Now I'm seeing. You need 3 DTs on your top. You need 2 distributors to go executive, which is this right here. This mom is an executive. So this would be you. If this was not a Ruby chart, this would be your name and then 2 distributors underneath you. So, and each of those 2 distributors have to have 400 GV. That's for executive, because that's what's on your Ruby chart. So I'm not exactly sure what you're asking about. We can talk about that later, because I'm not really sure what you're saying. So it doesn't matter if the third person on the top line has 400 GV. Catherine, are you talking about the mom?
No, I was talking about the last. You said that you need 2 people on the top line to have 400 GV, and then the 2 people under her. So I just mean like the very last box.
This person?
No, the last one, not the executive.
This person?
Yeah.
Yeah, this person needs 400 GV. The BFF needs 400 GV. This person and this person. The mom just needs to be commissions qualified, but if she's got 2 people under her with 400 GV each, she's going to be well above the 400 GV.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically you could say everybody needs 400 GB if you want to make it easier.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions? Like, I know this is confusing. These are really good questions. Like, there's not any dumb questions. If y'all are confused, like, feel free to ask. I'm still trying to figure out what that one question was. I think the 1 distributor and the 2 loyal customers under them, that was for a bonus. That was to be Fast Start qualified. Like, if you had a distributor and you put 2 customers under them, or they signed up 2 customers or whatever, then you would be Fast Start or then you would get that Fast Start bonus, is probably what I was talking about. So yes, for Ruby, 3 distributors on your top, and then one of those people has 2 distributors underneath them.
I do have a question.
Yes.
How quickly can you go from like executive to Ruby? Like, say like you're so close to promoting. I mean, is it like you have to wait until like all your stuff goes through and then you're like, okay, time for Ruby? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, your auto shipments and stuff, your orders start going through and all that, and then your GV goes up and stuff. So, like, how does that work? Like, how quickly can you promote?
You can do that all in the same month. Like, I promoted from Ruby to Diamond in 1 month. So, like, say you were executive. Like,
so did I.
Yeah, like, say you went executive this month in December. And then, or say halfway through this month you hit executive. Are you already executive?
I'm like this close.
She's literally like 2 customers away from executive.
Literally.
She's going to go this month.
So,
I'm going to do it. There's no doubt.
Okay, say you went executive on the 15th of this month, and you're blocked in for Ruby. You've signed that other distributor for your top line, and then one of those 3 distributors has 2. You know, the whole second half of the month, everyone's getting the volume to fill those. You could go executive and Ruby this month. You know, once your volume is there and your distributors are there for executive, you automatically go on and start working on Ruby, and you can promote to both in 1 month. Jakia just promoted to executive and Ruby in the same month.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yes.
I was just saying that because I was talking about her earlier. And she's like right in front of me.
Yes. And then one thing really quick that I wanted to talk about with Sydney, I mentioned this to her today that I wanted to like talk to y'all about this too, was the $500 Ruby bonus. Okay, so a lot of us have joined, well, a lot of y'all have joined this business thinking, you know, okay, I'm going to join this business and I'm going to go for this $500 Ruby bonus, right? Well, this $500 Ruby bonus is stinking awesome. Like $500 extra on top of your Ruby commissions check. That's crazy. Like that's so cool. And I know so many people who have gotten that bonus, even the $1,000 bonus when it was doubled. Like I know people who've gotten it. People on my team have gotten it. People on Sydney's team have gotten it. And it's doable. Like they don't do it because nobody can do it. They do it because it's available to you. But it's not everything. If you are one of those people who it's past the 2 months or you're in your second full month right now, like if you don't go Ruby by the end of December, you're not getting the bonus. If you're one of those people, let me just encourage you that the $500 Ruby bonus when I joined was not a thing. They did not have the $500 Ruby bonus. That's a newer thing. But if they had, when I joined, I would not have gotten it because I joined in October 15th, 2014, and I went Ruby in February. So I joined in October. I would have had till the end of December to go Ruby, but I didn't go Ruby until the end of February. So I definitely did not get the Ruby bonus, and I would not have gotten the Ruby bonus, but I'm so glad that I didn't quit. Because I didn't because I didn't promote within 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people get really defeated, and you probably feel like, oh my gosh, like maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Like that does not mean anything. The Ruby bonus is awesome, but do it for the long-term income that you're going to be making with this business. Like don't just give up and quit because you didn't get the bonus. Sid, would you have gotten the bonus if they had it?
No, it took me 6 months to go Ruby, and I mean, I didn't care, y'all. I was so pumped up, like I said, about the products that I was just talking to so many people about the products, and I was signing up a lot of customers. And then when I did go Ruby, I was actually making more than the average Ruby because I had so many customers. But anyway, yeah. No, it took me 6 months to go Ruby, and I always tell it like this to my team when they ask, it took me 6 months of this business to go from $0 income with It Works, brand new distributor, to $600 a month on average. And then within the next 6 months, I promoted all the way from Ruby to Emerald to Diamond to Double Diamond within 6 more months, and went from $600 a month to $6,000 on average a month as a Double Diamond. So think about that. It took me 6 months to get to Ruby, but I didn't give up. And then the next 6 months, I didn't even know when I went Ruby that only 6 more months later I'd be making on average $6,000 a month. Like how crazy is that, y'all? How crazy is that? And if any of y'all are watching right now and you are not going to conference, go to conference, y'all. Literally go to events.myitworks.com right now, and I hate to say this, but put it on a credit card and get to conference, because literally conference will change everything for you. I mean, the month after I went Ruby, I went to conference, and from there it was just I flew out of there with flying colors. But yeah.
Yes, and just to hit on that, I'm going to conference this year for my very first time ever. And I've been in the company for over 2 years, and I've missed 2 conferences, one because of school and the other one because I didn't buy my ticket in time, and I just made excuses and just didn't go. So I'm so excited to go this year, because I know that whenever my business completely changed, it was when I went to an event. We don't have any events that are mandatory ever, but they're so fun. Why wouldn't you want to go? And you get so motivated and so inspired. It's not where you sit at a meeting with suits and ties. It's fun. They bump rap music, and you get to hang out, and it's so fun. I've never laughed. I always leave with such a huge smile on my face from smiling all day and laughing so hard. But I know I went into last December, this is the last thing I'll say. I went into last December, a year ago, literally a year ago right now, we were on the cruise in Cozumel, Mexico. Oh, I wish I was back there. But anyways, so we were on the cruise, and I went into that cruise in last November. I was I'm so discouraged. I don't even know why I was discouraged. I was being stupid. But I had been a Ruby since February of that year, right? And it was November, and I was still a Ruby, which is stinking awesome. Why was I discouraged? I was a Ruby. But I was wanting to promote faster than I was promoting. I felt I should be way further along than I am right now. And I wasn't. So I was I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to quit. And then I was no, I can't quit because I'm about to go on a cruise. I can't quit before I go on a cruise. So I was I'm just going to go. And I listened to all of the people, the top income earners, and just sat around people who inspired me and got so many tips from so many people who've done what I thought that nobody could ever do. They did it. And I got so inspired by those people that I went into that cruise discouraged and wanting to quit and give up, to leaving with such a fire and a passion that I enrolled up to that point, record numbers of loyal customers and distributors. And in 2 months after the cruise, I double promoted from Ruby to Diamond and earned $22,000 in bonuses. And I almost quit 2 months before that. How stupid would I have been had I quit? So just don't give up. If you're on this, like this Zoom or whatever right now and you're discouraged, like know that we've been there. Like I know that I've been there, Sid's been there, everybody's been discouraged before. But when you push through it, that's when you're going to be able to start to see the fruits of your labor. So just don't get discouraged, get to events, and just follow the steps to success. Keep it simple. One person at a time, one customer, one distributor, lives at a time. So if y'all have any questions about the Ruby chart, just let one of us know, or your enroller, and they'll explain it.
Can I get Jordan? She might like hate me right now because she's like straightening her hair, and I really want to call her out right now. I want y'all to hear Jordan's story because she is about to promote. Like, Jordan, you just tell.
You want me just from the beginning?
Just tell a little bit about like how you joined. It's okay. You always look cute. Just tell a little bit about like how you joined and like you signed up tons of customers, but like it took you a while for your team to get off the ground.
Yeah, so I actually joined. I saw Sydney on Instagram. We are like, she was a complete stranger to me, and I was one of the ones that just like stalked her face or Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and so I joined in March actually, and I joined because I really wanted to lose weight. Like that's really all I cared about, and I knew if I had to like promote products about losing weight, I'd have to use them. And so I lost like 25 pounds on ThermoFit and greens. And I literally, like, I was just enrolling customers like crazy because I was actually using the products. And I was just like super excited about it. I actually didn't even know what enrolling a distributor was really even about. That was not my focus. And then it kind of hit me like this company could support me through school. And so I was like, you know what, I think I want to kind of learn about the business side of, enrolling distributors. And since then, like, well, for one, I just promoted to executive last month. And I have like literally just worked my butt off since July to get there. And, I've never been so excited about a promotion. And what is it, 8 months later? Like, I didn't care at all. And I might add that my team, it might have taken me 8 months to get there, but my team is the most amazing team I've ever, like, even dreamt of having. Like, they're so passionate about it. They're motivated. And that's because, like, they've watched me for the past 8 months, like, and so I was kind of discouraged about how it might have taken me 8 months to get to executive, but, like, I'm glad that the people who joined my team have been watching my journey, and I know that they're not going to be the one, or I can't say that for them, but I don't think they're going to quit because they've seen that 8 months I'm still as passionate and I still have such a dream in the vision for this company. I can pass that down too. So, but yeah, and my team has literally in a month, I went executive last month. I was like 200 volume away from Ruby last month also. So I was pretty dang close. And I'm already blocked. I'm one person away from being blocked and enrolled. So y'all's business can grow so fast without even realizing it in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
For real. So.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that. I just kind of wanted y'all to hear from like someone else who maybe isn't your upline. And I mean, Jordan has stuck with it. And like I said, like once your team starts growing and it kind of gets off the ground, it kind of starts to happen more quickly, like because everyone's starting to get their niche with everything. And just don't give up. Like even if you're a distributor and you're just signing up customers, you're still making money that you weren't making before this business, So if you just stick with it, you really will like do amazing things. And one thing I always like to say is, we don't just get success so fast in this business, because you're going to change and grow as a person throughout this business. I mean, when I look back at, my mindset just with so many different things from 2.5 years ago, it was so different. And I've grown so much as a person, and every single trial that I've had with this business, every, promotion that was so hard to get to or whatever with this business has just helped me to grow as a person. And, I wouldn't be ready to be a presidential diamond if I hadn't worked my way all the way up and gone through all the, the tough things that I've been through to get there. And I wouldn't be able to lead a team if, it had been super easy, because your team's going to go through things and they're going to get, a little down on themselves from time to time. And you're going to want to know what to tell them. So just trust the process and just stick with it. Because if you do, you can be exactly where Morgan is and where I am, and you can be an ambassador diamond one day. You just have to stick with it. The time's going to pass anyway. You know, why not just stick with it and consistently work every single day?
Yes.
I just wanted to say something. I'm so glad, Sydney, that you had Jordan tell her story, because I've been following Jordan, and I've honestly wanted to know, because I knew she's been in for a while now, more than me. And I was like, I know she just went executive and she's claiming diamond. I was like, I really want to know how like everything worked for her. I've been in for 4 months now, and I have yet to sign a distributor. I know it's going to happen. Trust me, I know it's going to happen. Last month, I signed 4 loyal customers, or five loyal customers. So I was super excited about that. And so I'm so excited you called Jordan out, because her story was very inspiring, very encouraging.
Hey, I also want to tell you something real fast. So, you know how you said you still haven't enrolled a distributor? It took me, I was just talking to the girl, my very first distributor I've ever enrolled. We were just talking about the other day how it took me, 2 or 3 months for her to join, but she's still on my top line and she's my ruby for emerald. She's going to be my, emerald for diamond. Like, she's going to the top with me, and we are the best of friends. And I just talk about all the time, like, I don't care how long it takes me to find my team, but when I do find them, like, I don't care if it took 4 months, but if they're going to be the ones that go to the top with me, it was still worth the wait. You know what I mean? So you can enroll 10 people every month, but if they're not people who are really passionate and are really thought about it when they join, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They'll come to you. They'll come to you. So, and I always tell my team all the time, like, if I find only 5 girls for this entire company and it takes me 5 years to go ambassador, I know those 5 girls would have stuck with me the entire time, and we'd be there for life. So I don't care how long it takes me, but I'm getting there.
It'll take you a heck of a lot longer in a regular corporate company to make ambassador diamond.
There's no other job in the world that you can work for 5 years and make over $500,000 a year anyway. Right. The time's going to pass. Sure. Why not just work this business and be able to make it? Melody McFarlane, she's our upline, with the business. She was the first ambassador ever, and it works. And it took her 9 years to go ambassador. But guess what? She's been in, this company's only been around for 15 years now. She's been in for, I think, not 9 years, sorry. She's been in since near the beginning, and she's about to go black diamond. She makes $100,000 a month. Do you think she cares that it took her 9 years to go ambassador?
That's so crazy.
No, there's no company, there's nothing in this world unless you're I don't want to say Donald Trump, but Donald Trump or Bill Gates or somebody who makes $1 billion a year. That was probably a really stupid example, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, and I always think about that too. I'm like, okay, it took me 2 months, 2 full months to go executive. After that, it took me another 2 months to go ruby. And I went ruby in February. It took me a whole year to promote to diamond. February's been my month so far, so I'm really looking forward to February, hoping to promote to double in February. But anyway, so I'm okay, waiting a whole year for promotion is that stinks. And then I started thinking about it again, and I was like, if I only promoted once a year, there are only 8? Is it 8?
Executive, ruby, emerald, diamond, double, triple, presidential.
Yes.
Master.
Yeah. Yes. So 8. 8 years. So for the time that I joined, I'd be 28 years old as an ambassador diamond. Or, by the way, Jordan, I miss you and I love you.
I know, yes you do.
Does anyone else have any questions about anything, comments, anything you want to add in? Shonda, thank you for adding that in. I'm glad that I called Jordan out and put her on the spot now.
I do want to say something about Morgan. Morgan always taught me to shoot for the promotion above whatever you're going for. it just gives you something to look forward to. And so, right now, that's why I was asking about Ruby. I'm so excited to get there. $300 a month sounds pretty good for someone like me. But, thinking about $500 a month, And then just thinking about more and more and more, and just how, like, I want to do that for myself, because I have loans. I have all kinds of stuff that I want to just get rid of, and I know this is going to help me get there. So I've always, like, remembered what Morgan said, like, just don't worry about right now, like, look forward to what's coming next. And also, like, about distributors. Very first girl I signed up, she basically didn't even set up an auto shipment. She got scared. And, you know, I stuck with her. I tried to talk to her, and so still no word out of her. But don't let that hold you back. Like, if y'all are struggling with signing distributors, that's one thing I struggle with, is signing distributors. I can't get anybody to commit, and that's not my fault. I know my passion's there. I know my excitement's there, but they have to have it too. They have to want it. So, and you can't want it for them. You can, you know, make it appealing to them and show them that this is what it's doing for you, but you can't do it for them. So if y'all are struggling with that, just take that from me. I know I'm like a rookie. I feel like I am compared to everybody else, but
it's okay. You can still be a leader.
Yes, and I want to do that. Like, Morgan, I wish you would have found me sooner. Like, seriously, I always say that. I was like, man, Morgan, like, why didn't you find me last year or 2 years ago? Like, gosh.
Is someone's water running? Jordan, is your water running?
No.
Y'all hear that, or is that my computer?
Yes. Hang on.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say too, Anna, is those people who like won't commit to you, they will eventually. Like, there's so many people.
Sierra Tatum, sorry, that's your maiden name. Sierra Barnes, who's on this right now, is already a freaking rock star. Her and Tristan, they're first cousins, and they both joined like a week apart. And anyway, I've known Sierra since I was like 16, and we've been friends on Facebook the whole time I've been with It Works. And like we've talked about it so many times. And she just joined last month, and like them two together signed 18 loyal customers last month. And like, so you just have to, like, you have to wait on people. You don't want to wait on people. Like, obviously you want to reach out to new people every day because you always want to be enrolling somebody. But some people, you have to wait for their right time, you know, because if they join before their right time, then they're not going to be ready mentally, and they might not be in a place in their life where they're going to commit to it. And then they're going to just quit. And then you're like, well, dang, we just wasted that opportunity. But if you wait for the time to be right for them and just pray for them and pray, you know, Lord, have them join when the time is right for them, then it will happen. And y'all, I can't tell you how many people like are still joining, people that I've been friends with on Facebook from the time I started this business. And they literally message me and they're like, you know, we can see that you're serious about this now. Like, and I'm like, oh, it took you 2.5 freaking years to see that I'm serious about this and I'm not giving up. Like, obviously I'm serious about it, but some people just want to watch you for that long.
Yes. And like, seriously, like, there's some people who I talked to earlier this year who just signed up as customers, like not even distributors, like customers. It took me talking to them since January, and they're like, okay, like, I think I'm ready. And I'm like, girl, come on, let's do this. Like, what the heck? Like, what are you even doing? But like, there's this girl, and I'm about to call her out, but I'm not going to say her name, but y'all probably figure out who she is. But she was on this Zoom earlier, and then she had to leave. But I talked to her for the first time in March, or even before that. She became a customer in March because we were talking about her becoming a distributor. She literally was like going through the process, and then she stopped in the middle of doing the process. And I was like, no, like, you're going to be so good at this. Like, I know you will. Like, I know she's going to be a rock star. Like, went through the process, stopped. She ended up being a customer later, and then she did her 3 months, and she was like, hey, I don't really want to do it anymore. And I was like, do you love your products? And she was like, yeah, I love it. How do I turn off my auto shipment? I was like, what? What are you talking about? She was like, no, I love the products. And I was like, then why do you not want to keep getting them? She's like, I don't know. I was like, okay. So then she stopped getting the products after her 3 months, and then I kept messaging her. She kept ignoring me, and I was like, girl, you're gonna join my team because I know you're gonna be a rock star, and so you just need to wake up and like realize that you're about to change your life. And so finally, I don't even know what I said. I was like, girl, like, I kept sending her memes. I was like, we're about to do this, and like, you don't know it yet, but you're about to join my team. And she finally joined last month, got her Christmas cash last month, signed 4 loyal customers today, and signed 2 other ones already this month. She signed more loyal customers than me this month, and she's like seriously a rock star. And I'm like, you could have done this in like March, girl. Like, what the heck? But like Sydney said, you know, it just wasn't her time, and you just have to wait for those people. But don't give up on those people that you know are going to rock this business. So just keep following up with those people. Love it.
Yes.
Does anybody else have anything they want to add or ask or talk about?
Okay, I don't know who it is. I forget who it was. We were talking about it on our chat. Who is it that's signing all these loyal customers? Like, I want to know their secret. Like, what?
That was her. That's the girl I was talking about.
No way. Why is she not on here? Because I want to know what she's doing.
She just had to leave. But yes, I know. Like, I want to do a Zoom with her and be like, hey, tell us how you sign up customers. Like, I want to know what you do. But she just said, I mean, she's brand new, so she's using her warm market right now. But I've noticed what she does is she will post something and tags people in it, in the comments. Like people who she's either talked to before or people who she knows would be interested in it, and she tags them in the comment of the picture, and then they end up signing up because they're like seeing her pictures. They can't not see a post that she tagged them in. So that's what she does, is she like tags them in the comments. I've seen some of her stuff that she does, but go follow her on Facebook. But she's using her warm market still. So that's what I want to like try to help her like get into that cold market, and using Instagram and like add more people on Facebook, so that when that runs out, she'll have all these other seeds planted for these people that she hasn't met yet. And whenever they're ready to join, it'll be about that time that her warm market's running out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but like, I remember, I think it was back in August, you know, I had signed in July, and then August, you know, I was like a loyal customer enroller, you know, and that was like a shock to me because I'd never seen that before. And I was like, what, it's my first month. How am I signing all these, you know, loyal customers? And I was like, what was I doing 3 months ago that I'm not doing now? You know, I mean, am I slacking off or what is it? But like, I've just never been so excited to promote and just keep going, you know. And
yes, and what you're doing right now, like if you look at this month so far, or if you look at November, and you're like, oh my gosh, like November was awesome, like I signed up so many people, or I promoted, or whatever, like that's so exciting. Go back 3 months. So that would be September. What you did in September set you up for what November was going to be like for you, because our business is about 3 months behind. Because our loyal customers have 3 months worth of their auto shipment. So then if you're continuously following up with those customers, making sure that they are raving fans about these products, they're going to continue their auto shipments. But if you, I mean, sometimes you can't like help it, you know, whatever, but you want to talk to and make sure that they love their products. But, you know, you're about 3 months behind. And so then if you didn't do a dang thing in September, that's probably why you didn't do so good in November. And if people right now are waiting for conference and they're like, you know, I'm just going to wait for February to come around and then I'll start working hard and like go for the promotions then, you know, whatever. If you're not doing anything in December, 3 months later is February. So you're not going to have such a hot February if you're not doing anything in December. You know what I'm saying? So you need to constantly be working hard and consistently and stuff like that.
I always like seeing my my commissions, like they go more and more every month. Like it's not like by a little bit, it's by a lot. And I'm like, whoa, I'm really working at this. Like I'm really, you know. So that always makes me feel good.
And so many people got Christmas cash last month. I can't wait to see everybody's like paychecks. Like can't wait to see everybody's faces with their paychecks this month. Like with that extra $100 on there. Like that's huge for so many people. You know, that's awesome. I love it.
I actually have one more question for Jordan. Jordan, when you were signing up people, like when you first started signing up distributors, like were they from your warm market or were they from like more from social media?
Jordan?
Hang on, I'll unmute you. Wait.
Yes.
She said.
Okay, you got it.
Wanda just asked you a question.
I'm so sorry. Someone was FaceTiming me and I kept like hitting ignore and they just kept calling and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I had to answer and tell them I was doing something. But I didn't hear your question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just asking, when you first started signing distributors, were they from your warm market or were they from more social media?
Actually, Rachel is actually my first distributor. She's on here right now. I met Rachel through a friend. So me and Rachel had never met before, and now she's one of my best friends. So yeah, I don't know what you consider warm, like having. I don't actually know Rachel. I don't think I had Rachel even on Facebook. I added her because let me kind of give you a background. I did a weight loss challenge when I first joined It Works, and I added a bunch of girls who bought the products from me, and we all did a weight loss challenge together. And I did incentives for people who brought people into it. They didn't have to use the products to do the challenge, but we were all raving about them, so they ended up buying them. And so Rachel was one of the girls' referrals to me. So yeah, my other distributors, I have. One was a high school friend that I never talked to, so she was one of my Facebook friends. But I messaged her, and so it was actually a cold message. She never really liked any of my posts, but she had just had a baby, and she talked about all the time how she wants to make sure she could stay home. And so I messaged her, and then another girl was my Facebook friend. So a lot of, I would say that's more warm market than colds, like people I just had never even, like random people, but definitely a lot of connections.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Anybody have any other questions or comments? I think we should start doing Zooms more often with our teams together.
I know. I love it. It's so fun because then, none of my team knew who Jordan was. So, they wouldn't have heard her story,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just a funny thought real fast. I Zoomed my team last night, and we were talking about conference, and I said how excited I was to actually meet y'all, because this entire business is over our phones. So we watch each other through screens, and you don't necessarily get to see someone's true personality all the time. And I was talking to my team how when I went on the cruise, I met so many just amazing people, and I love watching them, their business side, but I actually got to see who they were personally. And it just made me so much happier to have joined such an amazing company, because everyone that's in this business is so kind and caring and fun, and it's so worth it. So go to conference so you can actually see people in person and not through your phones.
Somebody had a question that said, I'm thinking about doing 2 Instagrams, but I don't know how to follow people without them thinking I lost my old account or something, because I want to start Instagram somehow. So she's not using Instagram, and she's wanting to start another Instagram, but she's worried because she doesn't have any followers if she sets up a new account. So her following people when she doesn't really have any followers, or she's not really following a whole lot of people, it's going to look like a spam, weird account is what she's basically saying, which I don't think that it will. And you can start posting a bunch of pictures, start adding people and let them accept you. And then once they do, then have it on private, so that you have to approve their request, and go ahead and post a bunch of pictures, not all at the same minute, but post a picture, then post another picture, throughout the day, and then go back later and add those people, and accept their follow requests. And then so they'll see that you have pictures and stuff on there, because if you're private, all they're going to see is your bio and your amount of followers and stuff, which it doesn't matter, because we all start off with 0 and we somehow ended up where we are right now. So you have to start somewhere. I would say just go for it.
Anything else? Anybody? Morgan, anything else?
I don't think I have anything else. No, that's all I was going to talk about.
Well, y'all, our Zooms are not normally this long, but I'm so glad that y'all asked so many questions and that we got to sit here and talk a little bit.
Yeah, it's more fun when it's interactive because then I don't feel like I'm like preaching like at y'all because it feels weird. Like, I don't know. Like for it to be fun and interactive.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well, I have to pee, so I'm about to go.
I should have worn these the whole time.
Yeah, you should have. Did they light up?
Would that have been distracting? Yes, they have different settings. Look, hey, you can do slow. You can do the seizure, or you can do just this.
Oh my gosh, Morgan, that's so cute. Y'all should. I don't know if y'all have seen it because obviously it was last year, but we had a tacky Christmas party at the Holmes BSU, and I did like a shirt, and it was like a Christmas tree. Like I put the tinsel on it and everything, the little balls, the jingle balls, and it was so annoying, but it was the cutest little thing, and it was like the bottom of it was like a hoop skirt, so it was so adorable.
I love tacky Christmas sweaters.
Morgan, you're
so I didn't win anything. Like I was like, I'm gonna walk in here and win this thing. I had like a thing on top of my head, like a star thing. It was so cute. But I was like, whatever. I didn't win. Oh well.
That's so funny. That's cute. What did you say, Sid?
I said you're still recording. I'm not sure if you wanted to keep.
Oh, yes, probably. Bye, guys.